welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial talk through chit chat of this look right here. So if you'd like to see how I got this look and what I used to achieve it, then just go ahead and keep on watching. And thank you so much for continuing to support me even though I am inconsistent. I'm so sorry I've been MIA for 2 weeks. It has been a very hectic couple weeks. So thank you for sticking with me and watching my videos regardless of how much I post or how little I post. And yeah, so just keep on watching to see how I asked on Twitter what palette I should use out of like 4 different palettes on a poll. Most people said the James Charles palettes and the Juvia's Place Masquerade. Oh, by the way, can we talk about how I got my nails done? I miss having my nails done so much. The last video, they were looking so busted and it was a hot mess. I'm just happy that they're done. Like, look, my nail tech is the best. I swear, she's the best. Let's have her do it. At Jay's Mommy on Instagram. Go follow her. Tell her I sent you. So I'm going to be doing a look with the James Charles palette and the Masquerade palette combined. Like, I'm going to use colors from both. So I'm just going to do my brows off camera, get my eyes primed, and then I'll be back to start the look. Okay guys, so I just did this eye off camera first so I knew what I was doing, because at first I literally had no idea. So now I'm just going to do this on this eye and show you guys how I got it. And I didn't even end up using the Masquerade palette, so I'll just show you guys what shades I use in the James palette so you know. I'm pretty sure there's a restock for this palette today, and that is Wednesday the 20th of February. And if that is the case, go get this because it is my everyday palette. I use it all the time. I use it for every look. There is not one look that I have done where I've not reached for this palette since I've got it. Okay, so I'm just gonna prime my eyes with the P. Louise base. As always, what's new? So I'm just gonna pat that in. Guys, I cleaned my brushes today. I was so proud of myself. It may not look like it when I'm using some of the brushes on camera, but it's because they're stained. But I promise I cleaned them. I was so proud of myself. Like, I woke up at 6 this morning. I was like, you know what? We're going to be productive. And that's what we're doing. So I got up. I'm filming a video. It's only 8:30 now. And I feel great. I drank my kombucha. I watched a little YouTube. Replied to some comments. It's gonna be a good day. Like, I have faith it's gonna be a good day. All right, so now I'm gonna take the Morphe M433. This is another brush that I love to use for packing on color, especially with the James palette, because with the James palette you have to pack first and then blend. I'm just gonna take the shade Social Blade, which is right here, and then I'm going to blend that after, because I'm just gonna pack on all the colors first and then blend them, because I find that's the easiest way to get a seamless blend with like a rainbow eye or an eye that has like a lot of different colors to it. So just pack that on the inner third of the eye. Try keeping it a little bit lower so you have some room to blend. I actually was inspired by my nails, if you can see. This one right here, because it has a lot of like pinky, green, blue, purples. So I was like, let me do that so I can take a nice like Instagram picture. I'm gonna take the shade, I think it's Playground and Brother. And then I'm gonna take the shade Brother again and use that as kind of like the transition for, the blue to the purple. And then I'm going to take the shade Single, which is right next to the hot pink, which is called Skip. I'm just gonna keep that down here. And yes, I'm using the same brush because honestly, I don't pick up any other brushes. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, I like to use all the same brush except for like when I blend up the shades, but packing on shades, I don't feel like it gets muddy or anything. So like if I use a color that's vastly different, I'll change my brush, but other than that, like, no, I'm gonna use this same brush for everything. Like if I was dipping into a black or something and then dipped into a pink, I would change the brush, but it doesn't affect it, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm just going to take the JH36 brush. I'm just going to take the shade B and blend Social Blade upwards. This shade, I've noticed, like, I'm not even trying to bring up negative things, but it does have a little bit of an issue. The green has a little bit of an issue blending with other shades. I've noticed that. Like, you can see this got like weird, and it could be that I just picked up too much product, but I do find that a little weird that it gets like very bright and pastel. I'm not sure why that never happens to me, but I mean, it's still phenomenal. So I'm gonna take this same blue shade that I used when I packed on and blend that upwards, kind of using the leftover green shade as well, so we have a little bit of a lighter color to buff. So I'm just taking the P. Louise base on a JH42 brush, and I'm kind of patting on the base because I feel like that's how you get like a really smooth, sharp cut crease. I feel like dragging creates little like fine lines that you don't want in a cut crease. You want it to be very sharp and just defined. And when I cut my crease, I like to go past my inner tear duct so it creates the illusion that I have a lot more eye space. And I always cut way above the crease of my eye, because as you can see, it's right here. I don't have a lot of lid space, but doing this creates the illusion that we do. So if you have hooded lids, like, this is honestly what I suggest you to do, because I don't think there's any other way to make your lid look larger. Okay, and to get that like white blank look, to make sure that it stays that way and it doesn't crease or anything like that, I'm just going to take the shade Flashback, which is the pure white. I'm just going in and making some like final adjustments, just making sure that everything is blended perfectly and how I want it and it's all even. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put on like a basic liner, not winged or anything, just so the lashes blend seamlessly, and then I'm gonna put on my lashes and I will be back to do my face makeup and stuff. Okay guys, so I popped on a pair of lashes, and the pair I used today are the TLMITCHELLs by Tatti Lashes. Okay, so I already primed and I used the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Blur and Go primer. It's the like blur stick. I really like this a lot. It's kind of like the e.l.f. putty primer in a stick, so it's convenient. I always forget to mention that when I do my concealer, I make sure that I don't put it too close to the lash line, because if you put it too close to the lash line, I feel like it gets in your actual eyeball and that just irritates your eye. Like, I can get a good amount of stuff in my eye and it won't get irritated, but concealer is something that will like clog up my contacts and just like get under the surface, and I really don't want blurry vision. So, and honestly, you just don't want to get stuff in your eye if you can avoid it. So just try and keep it a little bit lower so you can just like blend it up to your lower lash line without like pushing it into your eye, if you get what I'm saying. And I use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and concealer. I'm just taking the JH08 brush and blending out my concealer. I let this sit under my eyes for the least amount of time compared to the other parts of my face, because I like the other parts of my face to be really highlighted, because I feel like it creates a really nice contrast when I add bronzing powder and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, guys, tomorrow there is a new episode of Grownish. I'm so excited. Do you guys watch that show? I adore it. I watched Blackish for a little while and then I stopped. Just because like I wasn't watching TV a lot at the time. But I always loved Zoe, and so when I saw that Grownish came out, like I immediately season passed it. I didn't even question it. I knew it was going to be amazing, and every episode that I have watched since the premiere, it is so good. Like, it is one of my favorite shows by far. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to take the Huda Beauty setting powder in Pound Cake and set my under eyes. And I'm taking it on this same JH08 brush, but not the same. Like, I have two, so I'm taking another JH08 brush. I could have just said that from the beginning. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at explaining things. I'm just gonna make sure that there's no creases under my eyes and pack that into where I just placed my under eye concealer. I don't like to go much lower than that because I like to have like a really dewy finish everywhere else besides my under eyes and my nose. So again, just push that up. When you are setting your concealer, I feel like looking upwards is the best way to get no creases, because it kind of just like sets everything in place before the concealer can like settle into those fine lines that you have under your eyes. But again, creases are almost inevitable unless you have like really smooth under eyes, but I feel like everyone has creases and fine lines, so it's really hard to avoid. And any concealer that claims they are 100% creaseless or crease proof is lying. I'm just saying, any concealer. Like, they can be good, but they are for dang sure not crease proof, because we all got fine lines. So I'm going to take the Too Faced Black Book of Bronzers, and I'm gonna take the Dark Chocolate Soleil and the regular Chocolate Soleil and use those as my bronzer. Pat that on. Again, I always pat in my bronzer so it doesn't lift up any of the product we just put on our face. I feel like that would be dumb. And if you get this brush and it sheds a lot, don't be like worried about it. It's a very big natural hair brush, and these always shed the most because it's almost impossible to clean these without getting shedding, just because it's natural hair, it's goat hair. It is very difficult for the bristles to stay intact perfectly throughout the whole time having it. But there are so many bristles in it that it will look like you have lost none. Next, I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Luminous Gold Liquid Highlighter Drop. Okay guys, so that completes today's look. I hope you enjoyed, and if you would like to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and just go ahead and like, comment, share, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!